Beloved child of mine, I have been patiently waiting for you through the passing hours, not with blame but with silent love and unending hope. I did not wait by chance but with a divine purpose that you might hear me, that your heart might be still long enough to recognize my voice echoing amid the noise of this life. This morning, the very moment your eyes opened, I sent a sign, not something small or vague, but a stirring in your soul, a strange breeze amid what should have been familiar. Yet you hurried past it. You allowed the temporary to overshadow the eternal. And because I love you deeply, I come to you again, this time through these words, so you will not miss it any longer. Do you know, my child, your body is not merely a physical machine surviving in this world. It is a temple I have fashioned with care, a place I long to dwell and walk with you daily. And right now, that very body, the one that seems weary, fragile, is approaching the threshold of a transformation unlike anything before. This is not a change born of human planning or material striving, but one that comes from me, the one who formed you, who knows every cell within you, every hidden pain, every unspoken prayer. I am doing something new, and it begins in the very place you least expect within yourself. Pause, my beloved, and look again at what is happening. You may feel your body shifting, fatigue without explanation, waves of emotion, moments of emptiness in crowds or floods of feeling that no one else seems to understand. Do not dismiss these as mere coincidence. They are heaven's knock at your door. They are my invitation for you to enter a new season, a season of restoration, rebirth, and a wholly renewed purpose. I am using your very body as an instrument to glorify my name, to reveal my power through what seems most fragile. Do not fear this change. Do not doubt it simply because it has never happened before. For I am not only the God of what has been, I am the God of what is new. What is coming will not resemble anything you have known. I will turn your fatigue into strength, your dryness into a living spring, your brokenness into treasure. But before I act, you must stop and listen. You must look into your soul and recognize I have not left you. I am still speaking, still leading, still preparing. You may feel unready, unworthy, but I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because I love you, and that very love will complete the work I have begun in you. Every closed door is not an end. It is preparation for the next one to open. Every dream that seemed extinguished will be rekindled by the breath of my spirit. And when that transformation comes, you will no longer doubt that it was I who brought it to pass. So, my child, look inward. Clear out the distractions, the fears, the pressures that have blurred my voice. Let my light pierce through every hidden corner within you, cleansing the wound still raw and restoring trust to its rightful place at the center. I have not come to demand more effort from you, but to lift you step by step. I do not ask you to run, only to walk with me. Even if your steps are slow, even if you hesitate, I will not let go of your hand. Child, a new season is coming. And it does not begin with what is outside, it begins with you. With a softened heart, an open mind, and a soul willing to say, "Here I am, Father." Transformation begins not in action, but in listening. And when you listen, not in haste, not in fear, but in trust, you will realize that everything I do is out of love for you. I have never given up on you. So do not give up on yourself. I am here, and I am still working. The change you are about to experience will draw you closer to who I truly am, the one who not only formed you but walks with you through every trial. Do not close your heart. Do not let other voices drown out my gentle call. Return, look up, and be ready. For what I am doing will far surpass anything you've ever asked or imagined. Beloved child of mine, I know the path you are walking has not been easy. I have seen every weary step you've taken, even when your legs have trembled under burdens too heavy to bear. I see the silent worries that twist tightly inside your heart, the ones you don't speak aloud, the questions you keep hidden, and the long nights you lie awake searching for answers. I do not turn away from these things. Every silent tear falling down your cheek, every clenched hand gripped in pain and helplessness, I see it all. Not only with my eyes, but with the heart of the one who loved you before you even knew my name. There are moments when you feel as if you walk alone through the silence of the night, as if no one truly understands what you are going through. You've questioned yourself, doubted your worth, and at times even questioned my love for you. But child, It is precisely in those moments of confusion and seeming aimlessness that I have been closest to you. Not in thundering miracles or visible wonders, but in the quiet presence that does not leave you, a gentle warmth wrapping around you in the coldest hours of your soul. I have been there, lifting you silently when you fell, guiding you patiently when you had no strength left to move. My love for you is not shaken by circumstances. It does not depend on your success or failure. It does not fade when you are weak, nor increase when you are strong. It is constant. It is full. It is the unshakable foundation when everything else seems to fall apart. You may have turned away, lost your direction, or sought comfort in temporary things, but I have never stopped watching over you. Even in the darkness, even when you could no longer see the path, my eyes remained upon you, and my hand stayed extended, waiting for you to take hold. That loneliness you feel is not abandonment. It is the space where you can hear my truest voice. In the silence, I speak to you. In your tears, I wipe them away with wordless comfort. In what seems like hopeless despair, I plant a seed of hope, small yet powerful enough to break the chains of discouragement. I do not come to scold or frighten you. I come to comfort, to heal, and to remind you, you are never alone. I know there are wounds in you still unhealed, old memories that still ache, dreams you thought had died, and prayers you believed I had not heard. But do not judge the story before it reaches its fullness. Every tear you have shed is treasured by me. Every whisper from your heart is heard by me. And in what feels like endless waiting, I am preparing something far greater than you can imagine. Not one of your pains is wasted. Not a single trial comes without being used by me to shape, refine, and transform you into the image of the one who made you. Beloved child, there are moments when you cannot see me, but that does not mean I am absent. Just as the sun still shines even when hidden by clouds, my presence continues to cover your life, even when you cannot feel it. Believe that every small detail of your journey is being used by me to weave a greater tapestry full of color and meaning. You are not an abandoned child, but a chosen one, loved, kept, and protected by the most powerful hand in the universe. So stand firm, my child. Let your heart be restored in my love. Believe that your weakness does not diminish your worth in my eyes. It is the very place where I will pour out my power. You do not have to pretend to be strong. Come to me just as you are, tired, wounded, fragile, but honest. I am not searching for perfection. I am searching for a humble heart that knows how to return. And when you do that, you will encounter an unshakable love, an unquenchable strength, and a hope that no one can take from you. I love you, not because you always get things right, but because you are mine, and that love will never let you go, no matter where you go, no matter how many times you fall. So keep walking, even if slowly, even if trembling, but do not stop. Know that with every step I am walking beside you, and in your darkest moments you will see a light shining not from outside, but from within where I dwell. You are never alone. You are loved, and that love will carry you to where you truly belong. My beloved child, everything you have walked through, no matter how painful, no matter how close it brought you to your breaking point, has never been meaningless. I did not allow those trials to wear you down, to wound you, or to rob you of who you are. Every moment you've endured is part of a greater design, a divine masterpiece that my own hands are painting, using every tear, every scar, and every seemingly shattered moment. You were not born to live in fear or to be trapped in the past. You were created to rise, to be reborn, and to become a light in a world desperate for hope. Do not think the storm you went through was the end. It was only a chapter in a larger story, a chapter I used to shape your heart, refine your faith, and form you into someone deeper, stronger, and more compassionate. Just like a seed must be buried in dark, soil must crack open, must endure pressure from all sides before it can sprout, so must you. You must release what was once necessary, but no longer brings life to your spirit. Whether it's habits, relationships, or fears, they all must be shed so you can step into the newness I am preparing. Do not fear your transformation. Do not panic when things are no longer familiar, for you are growing. You are being reshaped into the image of the one who loved you from the beginning. And though change may bring tears, it will lead you to where you truly belong, to a place of deep peace, full joy, and unwavering purpose. You may not see what is sprouting beneath the soil where you feel buried, but I see it. I see the first tiny root reaching for life. I see the first green shoot bending toward the light, and I know just a little longer, and you will stand strong, bloom fully, and bear sweet fruit. Do not let temporary failure define you. A victor is not someone who never stumbles, but someone who refuses to let the fall write their ending. And you, my child, are one I have chosen to carry a divine mission. You were not born for mediocrity, but to reflect the glory of the one who created you. The journey may not be easy, but for that very reason you must trust every trial you overcome is a step closer to the fullness of my plan for your life. You will feel lonely at times, but you are never truly alone. There will be seasons when no one comforts you, when no one understands, but, my child, that is when I am closest. I whisper in your ear when no one else speaks. I catch your tears when no one else sees. I walk beside you when no one else stays. And more than anything, I place within you a light that darkness cannot extinguish, the light of hope, of new life, of steadfast faith, not born from this world, but from heaven. Be brave and let go of the old. Do not be afraid of closed doors. When a door shuts, it is because I am opening another, bigger, more beautiful, and better suited for the new stature I am giving you. What you once called loss, I call release. What you once ached to leave behind, I knew would hinder your growth. And when you choose obedience, even with a bleeding heart, I will fill you with healing restoration and a joy you have yet to taste. You are in the season of breaking a stage that may look like decay, but is truly the beginning of new life. Believe that you are not merely losing, you are being renewed. You are not simply in pain, you are being set free. You are not only being tested, you are being prepared for a future filled with hope, with light, and with things greater than anything you could ask or imagine. So, my child, lift up your head. Look back on your journey not with regret, but with gratitude, for it has taught you endurance, humility, and trust. Look forward, not with fear, but with expectation, for what lies ahead is not darkness, but radiant glory waiting to unfold. I am doing a new thing within you, and nothing can stop what I have ordained. You are a seed planted at the appointed time, and your spiritual spring is near. Be ready to rise from the old soil to live a new life, stronger, more vibrant, and more radiant than ever before. For I, the one who loves you, unchangingly am with you, and what I have begun I will finish in glory. Beloved child, do you know that nothing in your life is random? Every step you take, every tear you cry, every moment of confusion you face, they are all woven into my deliberate plan. I do not write the story of your life with careless hands or vague intentions. No, I etch each detail into the book of life with boundless love and unfathomable wisdom. Even the hardest chapters are part of my good purpose for you. The days when you feel forgotten are the very days I am silently clearing your path. The moments you feel small and weary are when I am working in the deepest places of your soul. Do not think you are lost just because you can't find the way out. Do not conclude that you are worthless when your efforts seem fruitless. I see more clearly than your eyes ever could. I know that it's in the darkest nights that the roots of faith grow deep. When all is stripped away, your soul learns to cling to the eternal. I did not create you to abandon you in this chaotic world. Every trial you face is a chance to rediscover your true nature, a child made in my divine image, carrying value far beyond what this world can measure. My child, you may not realize it, but within you a stirring has begun. A quiet wave of transformation is rising. It is not by chance, nor is it something you need to force. Just as the sun does not need a reminder to rise, the spiritual change within you is unfolding with time and grace. It is a sign that you are on the right path, returning to the true self I designed from the beginning. Do not resist it. Do not doubt when your heart feels prompted to let go of what is outdated, when you feel the urge to live more honestly, love more deeply, and believe more firmly. That is me breathing life into your soul, reviving what you thought had died. Change is not always comfortable. It brings farewells to old habits, limiting thoughts, and familiar things that have become too small for your spirit. But if you keep clinging to the past, how can you receive the new? Let me remind you, there is no growth without transition. No light shines unless the sun rises, and no complete future unfolds unless you are willing to leave the withered past behind. You don't have to understand it all. You only need to say yes to me, step by step, day by day, with a soft heart and a willing spirit. My beloved child, there are moments in life that mark turning points, seemingly ordinary instances that are in truth profoundly sacred because they awaken the spirit within you. I want you to understand that this is one of those moments. Do not disregard the deep emotions rising within you. Do not silence the questions echoing from the depths of your soul. Let the stirring in your heart be the sound of a bell ringing a divine call into deeper waters, into a new level of growth, into a more vibrant, more powerful, and more intimate life with me. I did not create you merely to survive, but to live fully with purpose, with joy, and with the freedom of someone who knows exactly where they belong. You were never meant to blend in with the crowd, but to shine as a light. Not a light from your own striving, but one that radiates from my very presence within you. And this light, child, will not come from effort, but from surrender. When you place yourself in my hands, you do not become weaker, you begin to grow. Your life is a journey, not an instant destination. Every step has its divine purpose. Even when you do not understand the why, I invite you to trust the heart of the one who wrote it all. Each day is a new chance to begin again, not with fear, but with trust, that if I have ordained it, then nothing can undo it. And truly, no one and nothing, not failure, not wounds, can stop you from walking into the destiny that has been carefully woven by love. So open your heart, my child. Let the light of transformation flood in. Lay the past to rest and let the future unfold. Walk forward with gratitude, not just for what has been good, but also for what has been hard, because it taught you how to stand stronger. I am right here, not distant, not vague, not cold, but near, warm, and overflowing with love. I have ordained, I am leading, and I will complete the good work I have begun in you. Believe this, dear one, for you were created not just to exist, but to bloom, to shine, and to breathe life into other hearts. Something beautiful is awakening within you, and I rejoice to see that light begin to rise. My beloved child, do not be afraid. Do not be alarmed by the changes stirring within you, for this is not a collapse, it is a shedding. Not an ending, but a sacred beginning. A new chapter in the story I have written for you with an everlasting love. This transformation is not here to erase who you are, but to awaken the sacred identity I placed in you from the very beginning. You are not losing yourself, you are finding yourself again in a clearer, bolder, more deeply connected form. I know that the unfamiliar often confuses you, because the natural mind clings to what is familiar, even if those things are worn out, painful, or lifeless. But my child, I did not create you to stay locked in cycles of the past. The hurts, failures, or limits that once defined you no longer have the right to speak over who you are. I am inviting you to cast all that off and step into a new realm, not geographically, but spiritually, mentally, and in your faith. A place where you can breathe true freedom, live in true peace, and walk in a boldness you didn't know you carried. This transformation does not require your perfection, only your agreement. I will not force you to grow. I do not demand you to change. I invite you with a gentle but powerful voice to willingly open your heart and let go of what no longer fits your soul. What I am doing within you cannot be seen with natural eyes, but if you quiet yourself, you will feel it in every thought, every emotion, every breath. A new life is gently replacing old exhaustion. I am changing you not from the outside, but from the root. Do not be surprised if you find yourself no longer fitting into what once felt safe. Don't be confused when what once delighted you no longer stirs your heart. These are signs your spirit is maturing, that I am enlarging your vision and refining your heart. I am replacing the old with something new, not just beautiful, but whole, filled with hope, full of potential, radiant with light. In every fiber of your being, even in the smallest thoughts, I am planting a stream of life, a stream of healing, of renewal of dreams, being awakened after years of slumber. My precious child, I know you've longed for peace. You've searched for strength. You've desired a joy that does not depend on circumstance and doesn't disappear. And now I am giving you all of these, not from the world around you, but from my eternal love. When you allow me to touch you, every part of you begins to heal. Wounds once believed permanent will close. Dead places will rise again, and a new song will be heard in you, not the tune of fear, but the anthem of freedom. I do not promise you a life without trouble, but I do promise that if you walk with me, peace will never leave you. I do not say you will never stumble, but I assure you that each fall will only make you rise stronger. In every trial you will know, my presence is real, my love is real, and the strength I give is unshakable. You will no longer live in fear of tomorrow, but walk in faith that I go before you, making a way, protecting you through it all. So do not close your heart anymore, my child. Do not let fear dim the invitation to live fully. Embrace this transformation like a flower embraces the morning sun, not with force, not with doubt, but with openness. Let my light flood in. Let the past rest and let the future begin. Each day offer me your heart and say, Father, I am ready. For this change, though it may shake you, at times will ultimately plant your feet upon a foundation that cannot be moved, the foundation of love, of grace, and of a destiny crafted by your Heavenly Father. I am so proud of you. I did not wait for your perfection before I loved you. I have loved you through the process. I see your beauty not just in where you are, but in who you are becoming. And I know when you say yes to what I'm doing, the world will see the light in you, a light not born of striving, but of my living presence within you. You are my masterpiece still in the making, and every small transformation today is a step toward the fullness of tomorrow. So keep going with boldness, with love, and with the firm assurance that I am here and I will never leave you. My beloved child, I know there will be moments in your life when your heart feels shaken, when the familiar suddenly feels foreign. Changes may come quickly. New doors may open without a clear map, and you may feel anxious, even afraid. I understand, because your heart is not a machine. It knows how to feel, how to hurt, and yes, how to question. Your confusion is not a sign of weak faith. It is a sign that something sacred and alive is stirring within. Because when something great is about to be born in your soul, the heart senses it before the mind can grasp it. You may not be able to name the restlessness inside. You may wake up with a strange feeling, uncertain if it's worry or excitement, unsure if you're lost or being called into something new. You may wonder, what is happening to me? Why is everything changing so fast? Why don't I feel as peaceful as I used to? But, child, don't be afraid. Don't run back to the old just because the new feels unfamiliar. Don't reject the shift just because it doesn't look like what you've known. It's in these very moments that I, your Father, am closer than ever before. Remember this, I never lead you into a new season without walking beside you. I never ask you to enter the unknown without my guidance. Faith doesn't require full understanding. It invites trust in the midst of uncertainty. And it is in the very act of trusting, be it through a single step or a whisper in your heart that says, Father, I need you, that you open the door for me to move more deeply, more powerfully, more steadfastly in your life. Don't be overwhelmed by the pace of change. Remember, every shift, whether slow or sudden, is moving according to the rhythm of wisdom I have set just for you. Like the sky doesn't rush the dawn, like the petals don't bloom in a night, your soul is being led gently but surely. You may not see the full picture, but I do. You may be walking through fog, but I am on the mountaintop, seeing clearly where you are headed. In the moments you feel lost, pause not to doubt, but to listen. Listen for my voice, not loud, not forceful, but a soft peace that echoes from the deepest part of you. I do not shout in the storm. I whisper in the stillness. And sometimes what you feel as overwhelm is not a burden. It is the weight of divine presence pouring in, a heavenly touch, preparing your heart for the miracle about to unfold. Child, I do not ask you to be perfect in the process. I only ask that you don't close your heart. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to keep walking, even while trembling. And do you know this? It is in those moments when you tremble but still move forward, when you're unsure but still pray, when you're weary but refuse to turn back, that you grow in faith. That is when your light begins to shine brighter than ever. That is when heaven smiles because you chose to trust me, even in the unknown. Take my hand, beloved. I am not just your guide. I am your refuge. There is not a single step you take that I do not see. Not a single moment you endure alone. Even when you think you're lost, you are closer than ever to breakthrough. Even when you feel confined, you are being stretched for something greater. Every movement is not meaningless, for I am the one who turns all things for eternal good to those who love me. My beloved child, let your heart learn to rest in faith, not by ignoring reality, but by trusting that there is a reality, greater still, the unshakable love I have for you. I have walked with you since your first days. I have wiped your tears on the darkest nights. I have whispered hope into your soul when you no longer dared to dream. And today, I am still here, unchanging, unwavering, never letting you go. So stand firm, my child. Whatever is happening, trust that I am at work. Even if you cannot yet see the outcome, believe that the seed is sprouting. And even if your heart is unsettled, know that this stirring is the sign of something sacred awakening within you. These changes have not come to dismantle you, but to bring you back to yourself. They have not come to steal your security, but to give you a new life, deeper, truer, fuller. And remember this, my child, I, your father, am right here. Not a single moment has passed without my presence. Not a single step you've taken lacks my footprints beside you. You do not need to understand everything in order to be loved. You only need to say yes to walking with me and let my love take care of the rest. For you were not made to merely survive the day, but to live in fullness with joy, with peace, and with a faith that nothing can extinguish. My beloved child, have you ever wondered why some mornings feel unusually still when even the softest breeze moves your heart? Have you ever sensed a gentle presence surrounding you from no clear source, yet enough to make you pause close? That your eyes and take a deep breath? That is not coincidence, my child. That is when I draw near, not with thunder or flashing lightning, but with a presence as tender as breath, as soft as the morning light filtering through leaves. I am speaking to you not in loud words, but in the rustling of branches, in the whisper of leaves, touching each other in the invisible sacred symphony of nature I designed for you. Every natural sound you hear, the song of birds in the open sky, the gurgle of water dancing over stone, the gentle swaying of grass in the breeze, all of it is part of the love song I have composed just for you. A symphony with no written score, no lyrics, yet deep enough to touch the core of your soul. When you feel lost in the busyness of life, step outside. Let nature embrace you and let me speak to you in a language without words, yet full of power, that you are never forgotten, that you are deeply cherished, and that you are never alone on this journey. My child, the world often convinces you that only a thunderous voice from the heavens counts as divine speech. But I speak to you every day through every trembling leaf, every blossoming flower, every delicate ray of light that enters the window of your soul. This is how I remind you that I am near, not distant, not observing from afar, but walking with you, breathing with you, and feeling each nuance of your heart. When you are quiet, you will hear me. Not loudly, not forcefully, but as a gentle invitation. My child, trust me. Let your heart be still. Beloved one, do not fear the changes unfolding within you. They are not your undoing. They are your unfolding. They are not loss. They are rebirth. When your spirit feels heavy in the midst of transformation, return to the place where nature still whispers with me and hear again the sweet melody you once knew long ago, the song of peace, of unconditional love, of a truth that says you don't have to understand everything to believe. Let that melody seep into the corners of your soul. It will soften the places hardened by fear, warm the places chilled by loneliness, and open your heart to embrace the one you are becoming, one being transformed by the Father's love. Do you know this, my child? Transformation does not begin with action, but with listening. When you listen to the world around you with an open heart, you will hear my voice guiding you from within. I do not want you to hear me only in prayer, but in every living moment of daily life. Every time you let your heart grow quiet beneath the morning birdsong, every time you stand beneath the trees and let the wind touch your hair, every time you watch water flowing or the sky shifting, you are in my presence, and I am giving you something more valuable than advice. A peace that surpasses understanding. Do not worry if you sometimes feel too small amid the vastness of life. Do not be afraid if you do not yet know your destination. I do not ask you to know everything, I only ask you to hold on to faith. Believe that what you're feeling is real, that I am walking with you, and that everything you are experiencing is leading you to a better version of yourself. I do not withdraw from you in stormy days. I am with you in the rustle of leaves, in the coolness of wind, and in the stillness that moves your heart to tears. My child, life is not always clear. There will be seasons when you feel like you're walking through fog, unsure of your direction. But it is in those very seasons that I often speak the most, not with a voice, but with my presence. And if you know how to listen, you will discover I am very near. Not only in church, not only on the pages of Scripture, but in the leaf that gently falls beside your doorstep, in the silken threads of rain, in each breath of life. So, my child, do not look for me in the extravagant. Find me in the simple. Do not wait for the extraordinary to believe that I am here. Let the love song of creation woven by my hand, just to wrap around your heart, be your daily reminder that you are never abandoned. Let its gentleness calm your confusion. And let my love, though unseen, always present, lead you through change with a courage ignited by truth. You are loved, you are kept, and you are destined for something greater. My beloved child, close your eyes for a moment and imagine you are standing in a wide open field where earth and sky meet in untouched purity. Dawn is rising, not hurriedly, but with quiet certainty, not with noise, but with tenderness. The morning light doesn't fall like fire, but spreads like a gentle wave, covering everything with a warm golden blanket. Each ray of that light, my child, does not merely illuminate the landscape, it enters your soul, where forgotten parts of you, lost dreams, and things once thought dead are beginning to awaken. That light is me, not loud, not forceful, not imposing, but quietly soaking into every hidden part of you, gentle yet powerful. I do not come like a storm, but like the breath of morning, the birdsong that signals life continues, the first light that reminds you darkness never lasts forever. And you, my beloved, are the one invited to step into this new day, not just on the field of the earth, but within the field of your heart. I know there are parts of you that have grown weary, parts that hardened from holding yourself together for too long. There are dreams you once carried that you packed away because of life, because of hurt, because of doubt. I know that. I have seen each hidden tear, each unconscious smile you gave to mask the emptiness inside. But today, as my light touches you, I do not come to scold you. I come to awaken you, to remind you that you were never created for scarcity or retreat. You were made to live abundantly, joyfully, and with limitless potential, not because you are strong, but because I am in you. Do not let negative words or difficult circumstances blur this truth. You are not as small as you once believed. You are not as weak as you once felt. Within you is a wellspring of courage, tenderness, and light, none of which can be extinguished by adversity. Each new ray of light that enters your heart not only dispels the darkness but sets free the truest version of you, a being crafted by love, for love, and called to be a witness of heaven's beauty in the midst of the everyday. So, my child, allow yourself to step into that light. Do not hesitate to let your old defenses fall away. What once protected you may now weigh you down. Let my light wash away the remnants of doubt and fear. You don't need full understanding to live fully. You only need to open your heart, let the light in, let life be reignited, and let me move through you with a power beyond your imagination. That light, my child, is not just to observe, it is for you to live with, to walk in, and to become one with. When that light touches your wounds, they no longer ache, they become testimonies of resurrection. When it touches your desires, they no longer feel distant, they become invitations to a promising journey. And when that light fills your heart, your burdens dissolve, not because they are instantly solved, but because you are no longer carrying them alone. Look at yourself now standing in that meadow where dawn not only lights the land but brightens your soul. Your truest self is emerging, not bound by the past, not limited by fear, but defined by my presence. This is the you who loves unconditionally, forgives without measure, rises after falling, and walks forward, even without a full map. This is you, strong, tender, profound, and full of peace, the kind of peace the world cannot give and the world cannot take away. Beloved, the abundant life I promised is not a life without pain or struggle. It is a life where you know you are never alone, where a strength flows within you that never runs dry, where a hand is always open to receive you, where a light never goes out even when the night surrounds you. And more than anything, it is a life where you come to know your true worth, not based on what others say, but on the truth that you are, my masterpiece, fully loved and sent to radiate that love into the world. So now, my child, step into this new day, not just with your feet, but with your heart. Open yourself to the light. Let it dissolve your doubts, soothe your wounds, and rekindle in you a fire of hope that cannot be quenched. I am going before you, beside you, and within you, and a life of abundance, joy, and limitless potential awaits you not far away, but in the very moment you dare to say, I say yes. My beloved child, throughout your journey there will be stretches of road, so rough they make you doubt yourself. There will be moments when you stumble upon things too great to understand, when dreams are delayed, when your expectations fail to align with reality, when your heart feels stretched between what has not yet happened and what still remains unfinished. But listen to me, dear child, these trials are not meant to stop you. They are not roadblocks, but rather stepping stones I have placed, right place, right time, to strengthen your spiritual muscles, to deepen within you a foundation more enduring than ever before. When you see trials ahead, do not be afraid. Learn to see them as lessons sent from heaven, as tools I use to shape you into the one you were truly created, to become a child with a resilient soul, with a clear vision, and with a heart deep enough to love, wide enough to forgive, and strong enough to keep walking, even when the road is filled with thorns. I do not measure your love for me by how much pain you avoid, but by how many times you choose to rise after falling, by your refusal to let bitterness take root, and by your unwavering trust in goodness even in the darkest days. My beloved, not a single moment you endure is wasted. Every tear you shed, every sigh you release, every time you feel drained, yes, I see it all. And I am weaving even the scattered pieces into a masterpiece, more glorious than you can imagine. A journey with depth is never a smooth one. You cannot understand true strength if you've never tasted weakness. You cannot appreciate light unless you've walked through darkness. And you cannot cherish peace without having known the storm within. Remember, every trial is an invitation to discover the beauty of living fully, not merely existing with a beating heart, but being awake, alive, and grateful in each moment. When you suffer without shutting your heart, you are learning the deepest lesson of love. When you reach the depths of despair and still dare to lift your head in prayer, you are becoming a spiritual warrior, not by your own might, but by my breath guiding every step you take. Child, I know there are times you feel left behind, as if others are moving faster, succeeding more, or experiencing greater joy. But trust me, your journey was never meant to be compared, for it is entirely unique. What you are learning today is laying the groundwork for a future you have not yet imagined. Every time you hold on to faith in the storm, every time you choose compassion over resentment, every time you move forward without applause, you are building a future, not with material things, but with inner strength that no force can destroy. One day you will look back and thank even the pain, for it taught you not only how to stand firm, but how to bend low and lift others up. One day you will see that your silent tears have become living water to nourish the soil of your soul, and from it will bloom the fruits of understanding, compassion, and unconditional love. And on that day you will know I never left you in your suffering. I was there in every unsteady step, in every moment of silence, and in all the times you thought I was quiet, I was actually holding your hand tighter than ever before. So go forward, my child, not in fear, but in faith. See every trial as part of the miracle unfolding. Let every fall become a lesson, every ache a revelation, and every loss a doorway to something new and good. Do not let the past imprison you. Do not let others' words limit you. Do not let the unknown rob you of the sacredness of the now. You are being refined, not to become someone else, but to become you, the most radiant, most luminous, and most authentic version of yourself. Trust me, like a child holding their father's hand in the dark, without needing to know where they're going, simply because they know the one leading them never loses his way. I am preparing you for a future filled with light, not the kind that merely dazzles, but the kind that endures, that nothing can extinguish. It is the light that shines from within, a heart once broken, but now able to love deeper, a soul once fallen, but now lifting others, a life shaped not by ease but by love, and my hand upon it. You were created for greatness, and I am still working in you each day, each hour, each moment. So do not grow weary. Do not turn back, for the path you are walking leads not to failure but to growth, to clarity, and to everlasting life. My beloved child, now as you stand in the midst of a divine transition where the old has not fully passed and the new is still being formed, I invite you to place your full trust in this process. Do not let the noise of the world throw you off rhythm. Do not let scattered worries become invisible chains that bind your steps. So many things out there clamor for your attention, others' expectations, harsh standards, hurtful words, and even familiar habits that no longer breathe life into your soul. I know that familiarity can feel like safety. But child, that false safety becomes a prison when you cling to it instead of stepping forward. Remember, I did not design you to live small or subdued. You were made to grow, to flourish, to shine like a blooming flower. But blooming doesn't happen through force. It comes through trust. When a seed sinks into the soil, it doesn't know when it will rise above ground, where the light will come from, or whether the rain will come at all. And yet it pushes upward, not because it has the answers, but because it trusts the process of life. And you, my beloved, are in such a sacred process. I do not ask you to understand it all. I simply ask you to believe that everything unfolding is leading you to something better, deeper, and brighter. Don't get trapped in old patterns, ways of thinking that once helped, but now hinder your calling. It could be negativity, the need for control, the habit of hiding your emotions, or seeking affirmation from others instead of from me. Child, it's time to let go. It's time to gently say goodbye to what once gave comfort but no longer fits the home your soul is becoming. Trust that when you release, I will fill. When you clear the space, light will pour in. When you stop clinging to the old, the new will have room to grow. And that newness begins with one powerful truth. You are loved. Not loved because you've done everything right, but loved since before you even knew your name. My love is not earned by your performance and not withdrawn by your mistakes. It simply is like the sun that shines even when clouds hide its face. When you feel alone, it's not because I've left, but because you're facing the wrong direction. Turn back. Be still. Let this truth sink into every part of you. You are being led. You are not abandoned. You are not lost. You are not drifting aimlessly. I am walking with you softly, surely, step by step, moment by moment. Every part of you, your joys and your wounds, your proudest moments, and your hidden pain is being transformed. I am not only healing what hurts, but renewing what has grown cold. No part of you is wasted. No experience is meaningless. Even your mistakes, once placed in my hands, become fertile ground for growth. Every day you live, every decision made in sincerity, is bringing you closer to the future. I've prepared not just full of provision, but overflowing with meaning, light, and spiritual fullness. So let your heart open like a flower to the morning sun. Do not shut down for fear of being hurt. Do not build walls because of a few disappointments. The light I give is not only to illuminate you, it is to warm you, to heal you, to awaken wonders inside you that even you have not yet seen. When you let that light in, you will feel a quiet but profound transformation, like a cool breeze on a hot day, like a pure dewdrop on a fragile petal. You will realize you don't need to strive to become someone else. You only need to return to yourself, the version I formed in love and grace. I do not ask you to be great by the world's standard. I only ask you to be real, to love truly, to believe deeply, and to let me live through you. When you live from the truth that you are loved and led, you'll begin to see everything differently. Not because the world changed, but because your eyes are now open. The eyes of one who knows they are never alone, never forsaken, and never forgotten. Keep walking, beloved child. Even if slowly, even if with trembling, even if you're unsure of the way. As long as your heart still believes, as long as your spirit remains open, I will guide you to the place where the light never fades, where you can live fully, not in pressure, not in fear, but in freedom, peace, and joy. I love you, not just today, but since before time began and forever unchanged. And that love is the firmest ground on which you can walk through every season of life. My beloved child, amid the countless noises of life, the unforeseen changes and the trials that knock endlessly at your door, I call you to pause and inscribe these words deep within your heart, not as a fleeting message, but as a living truth, eternal and unfading. My child, you are loved with a love that cannot be measured by worldly standards, a love that does not come and go, that is not diminished by failure, and that does not weaken with time. It is my love, patient, gentle, and enduring, like a river that never stops flowing, lifting you through every season of life, even in those moments when you believe yourself unworthy of being loved. I do not love you only when you are strong, successful, or full of faith. I love you even in the moments of doubt, weariness, and collapse. This love does not change, because your circumstances do. And it is this very love that is lifting you now, leading you into a future not only bright with hope, but wrapped in peace. a peace that surpasses all understanding, soaking into every breath, every decision, every step you take. In this future, you are no longer bound by old limitations, no longer held back by fear or shame, but called to live in the full freedom that comes from me, the freedom to love, to be loved, to grow, and to become the divine being I placed within, for you from the beginning. So, my child, embrace the changes that are unfolding with a quiet acceptance. Do not resist transformation just because it feels uncomfortable. What is shaking your soul is not a sign of instability, but evidence of awakening. You are no longer in the place where fear once held you captive, where judgment tried to define your worth. Now you are entering a new life where every moment is blessed by my infinite love. And in this life, everything holds purpose. No step is wasted, no path is meaningless, for my hand is quietly weaving every detail, even the smallest things, into a tapestry of divine and glorious transformation. You may not see it clearly now, but listen not with your ears, but with your heart. Feel the gentle call stirring within you like a heartbeat, slow yet steady like a whisper from the depths, reminding you that each day draws you closer to this beautiful truth. You are a living testimony of my grace. Not perfect in the eyes of the world, but a radiant witness to the power of renewal, to the beauty in brokenness, restored to the strength found in weakness. You are a living image of forgiveness, the embodiment of an unconditional love, a love that turns darkness into light, wounds into hope, and a scarred past into a meaningful future. My child, you do not need to rush to prove anything. You only need to be fully present, honest, and trusting. For I have gone before you, I have prepared the way, and I am right beside you. As you walk this new path, do not look back in regret nor ahead in fear. Walk in the confidence that every moment is drawing you out of the narrow shell the old life once imposed and into a new space where you can breathe deeply, live freely, and receive all the good things I have always longed to give you. This new reality does not arrive with spectacle or thunder. It comes like the dawn, gentle but unstoppable. It enters with every conscious breath, every kind look toward yourself, every small act done with love. And as you let it permeate every part of you, from your thoughts to your feelings, from your words to your actions, you will find yourself being reborn little by little, not by your own strength, but by the power of my love, a love that never fails. Therefore, my beloved child, believe in what is growing inside you. Let joy arise even in the smallest of things. Let holy wonder bloom every time you sense my hand in details that once seemed meaningless. And let each of your steps become a declaration that grace is real, that love is a firm foundation, and that nothing, no past, no circumstance, no mistake, can stop you from reaching the glorious destiny I have prepared for you. You are living proof that I, the one who loves you, am still moving in this world. And when you walk in faith, when you choose love over fear, when you keep hoping even in the darkest night, that is when the world will see my light shining through you. For you are not only a receiver of love, but a carrier of it, the love that was, that is, and that always will be, the greatest miracle I have given to humanity. And you are a magnificent part of that miracle. My precious child, in these days, as your heart begins to sense new stirrings and your soul slowly awakens, I invite you to open your arms wide and stretch your spirit to receive the wondrous gift called transformation. This is not a burden, nor is it something strange for you to be cautious of. It is a blessing, a sacred gift that I have long prepared, reserved especially for you with all the love and patience of the one who watches over your every step. This transformation is not here to confuse you, but to renew your soul, to stir up what has been sleeping, and to awaken the radiant potential I planted within you from the very beginning. It is the purest and most vibrant expression of the life I have always desired for you, a life not confined by the limits of your past, not shackled by fear or doubt, but built on the solid foundation of love, freedom, and hope. Let your heart be wide open like a field welcoming the wind, so that I may sow into it seeds of light, peace, and new opportunities. Let your spirit be joyful like the first morning of spring, for joy is the sign that you understand you are alive, you are growing, and you are entering a more radiant, more profound, more intimate season with me. The changes you are going through are not signs of instability, but sacred movements, bringing you back to the original design. I so carefully created a being full of light, priceless in worth and carrying within the power to illuminate the world. My child, amidst the changes you now face, let these words be a gentle reminder, not born of fear, but of love. You are loved. Not with conditional love, not with love that shifts based on your behavior, but with unchanging love, a love that saw you before you were born, loved you while you were still weak, and still loves you even when you wander. That love is not affected by your failures, nor shaken by your imperfections. It is simply love, complete, unconditional, and unending. You are treasured, not because of what you achieve, but because you are you. In a world that often measures worth by success, appearance, or status, I want you to know that your value surpasses all earthly scales. You are irreplaceable and a precious treasure in my eyes. Even if you see yourself as small, clumsy, or unfinished to me, you are a masterpiece in progress. And I am proud of you not because you've never fallen, but because you haven't given up, because you continue reaching for the light I placed within your heart. And above all, my child, you are always held, always. Whether you realize it or not, my arms have never left you. When you feel alone, it's not because I'm gone, it's because fear has clouded your view. When you feel lost, I am still holding you in the silence, guiding you step by step toward a future overflowing with hope and filled with endless new possibilities. That future is not far away. It is drawing near each day, opening little by little, waiting for you to step into it with a trusting heart. Let go of the burdens that once made your steps heavy. Don't let the past drag you back. Don't let the voice of fear drown out the call of grace. Let every cell in you soak in the joy of a new beginning. Let the new light flood in, not just to illuminate your path, but to warm your heart, to heal the wounds you've been afraid to speak of, and to rekindle the flame of faith you thought might have died out. Each day as you awaken, remember that you are living within a miracle, not because everything is perfect, but because I am making all things new. Every breath you take, every beat of your heart, every thought stirring within you, is a sign that you are moving in a divine current of life, a stream poured forth from my love, unceasing, unending, and never running dry. So, my beloved child, walk with gratitude and expectation. Look ahead, not with worry, but with eyes full of hope. Live your new life not by the hurried pace of the world, but by the gentle yet steady rhythm of sacred love. Let each of your steps become living proof that whoever abides in my love never walks in darkness. You are my joy, the living evidence of grace, the embodiment of renewal. And I will keep lifting you higher day by day, season by season, until you see with your own eyes that you are the very beauty I called good from the beginning. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone. I am beside you in every moment, gently reminding you to live in faith and remain rooted in my steadfast love. Follow this page and turn on notifications so you won't miss the words I speak from the heights of heaven. Amen.